What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning into this episode of English Turks, where I review your favorite Turkish series with and without English subtitles. And today, I want to talk to you about the latest episode of Hercai, which just aired not too long ago. And basically, it's after Reyhan and Miran went to their supposed home, and the home got shot up, and they go back to the Aslan Bey mansion. Now, honestly, everything is being, basically, everyone's lives are being manipulated by Babaanne. She's the one that's really orchestrating all these things that are happening to Miran, and she's doing it so that things can work out in her favor. Now, here's the thing. She already had her plan set. It was to use Miran to destroy the family, but prior to the family being completely destroyed, they would find out that Miran was really from their bloodline and not an Aslan Bey for real. And so this was her plan, and it was all working out good. However, Miran has fallen in love with Reyhan, and so it's causing her plan not to work as she would like. She really wants him to hate the family, but it's so hard for him to hate the family because he loves Reyhan so much. And so everything that she tries to do to make him hate the family, even the Shadolugs even more, it's always like, you know how you take 2 steps forward but then 1 step back? That's what it's like. So she shoots the car up, 2 steps forward. Reyhan's like, hey, I'll marry you, 1 step back. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to shoot up the house, 2 steps forward. So now we're essentially 3 steps ahead, but 2 steps forward. And then all of a sudden, Reyhan's like, don't take revenge, 1 step back. Actually, the don't take revenge and we will not touch them after the house shooting, especially since Reyhan was in the house, really makes you take like 4 steps back, because like that was a big thing. And for Miran to really say, like, I'm not going to do anything because she doesn't want me to, and I promised her, that was a big, big, big thing. And then for him to step up to the grandmother and say, I'm taking her to see her mother, that was another several steps back. And I honestly felt that she was going to try to do the shoot up of the car again. But, she didn't, and I thank God for that, because then one of them would have had to die. But when Reyhan's dad, when Miran met up with Reyhan's dad and they were at the car and everything, they didn't really meet up, but Miran found out that he was at the car, so he went to see what was going on. So much stuff just stood out. Your car was shot up, but your seat is completely free of bullets, which means they were not trying to kill you. Whoever did it was not really trying to get you. And so I know it's hard for, because Miran's mind is so clouded with hatred and anger that his grandmother tried to feed into him. So it's hard to accept the truth. But little by little, so many shells in the puzzle are breaking, especially at that point when Reyhan said, like, if my dad, she said something along the lines of, my dad knew giving me to Azat would not harm me. My dad knew giving me to you, you would not harm me. So things like that, those things I'm sure eat at Miran all the time. Like, okay, well, what she's saying makes sense, even though I'm angry at the situation that's taking place. So Miran is really at this crossroad. And so he is trying to, live this life with Reyhan, but, because of mainly Babaanne, that it's going to be hard for that to happen. I am proud of Gonul, though, because even though she still hates Reyhan and she hates that she's no longer married to her husband, which she has all the right to be, she's even more focused on helping her mother, which that touched me. Trying to find her brother, trying to find out what really happened to the little boy that was lost. And we all pretty much know that who this brother may or may not be. We kind of already know. But I have a feeling that, her direction, her change in direction of how she really feels and what she's doing. Yeah, I agree that she might want to do mean things to Rayhan because, you know, what happened to her wasn't fair. But that she's changing her main focus is what makes me so proud of her. I'm proud of her for just that. Let me know if you think the same in the comments below. Now, of course, you know, Aziz is trying to use her long time I'm your grandmother relationship with Miran to work in her favor. So she's tried everything. She keeps going 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. Like, this keeps happening. So she decides, no, I need to do something big. Now, honestly, I didn't think that she was really going to go over to the Shadowlug farm, but she did. And when she went to the farm, she did that in hopes, and I know she did it in hopes, that somebody was going to say something to Miran, and Miran was going to go over there and then be forcefully have to stand up and do something to the Shadowlugs to protect her. She put herself in that position just for that to happen. Unfortunately for her, love grows even more for Rayhan above the love for the grandmother, and that's what's killing her. Because Miran shows up, he's like, put your guns down, where's Rayhan? Where's Rayhan? Did you see the grandmother's face? She was like, what the heck? I am your grandmother. They got guns pointed at me, and you're worried about your wife who belongs to this family? Where is she? And then the dad comes and says the same thing. It's like you can't win. And so even though it looks like she's getting a lot of victories and a lot of things were going in her direction, just that alone, Miran's love for Rayhan just makes it more and more difficult for her to get the revenge that she really wants. Now we have Rayhan that was kidnapped, and no one knows who kidnapped her. But then again, the Shadowlugs don't know that Azat came back for Rayhan, which is why I personally think that the person who kidnapped Rayhan was Azat. Like, he probably got a few friends from the neighborhood. It wouldn't be hard for him to get a few friends in the neighborhood and kidnap her. I mean, he tried everything to get her out of the house. He still thinks underlying that she's being held by against her will. So, and of course he loves her. So I think that that's probably what happened. We'll see. I think there's a preview out. I haven't watched it yet, but I will. Another big thing is Jihan is going to be a dad again to another baby. And it's so funny because Rayhan's little sister was like, no, I'm going to play with my sister. I'm not playing with your kid. And I mean, there's a positive and a negative reaction to the whole thing. I have an indifference with Jihan's wife. I have an indifference with her because, I mean, I understand what she's trying to do for her kids. And I mean, when it comes to your kids and their lives are in danger, you sometimes forget about other people's kids. Yes, your heart doesn't want really truly negative things to happen. But I think in terms of the way their life culture is, that it makes sense for her to, you know, plead to Rayhan and then for things to happen the way it is. But her daughter is a piece of work, and her daughter causes more damage to her than anybody else. And so when she finds out that her daughter told Azat to come back, I mean, I hope that they tie this girl with a chain. Like, they need to put chains on her arms attached to a wall and let her hang there for a while. But we'll see what's going to happen in the next episode. I don't know. You don't know. But we have an inkling because, of course, Rayhan is going to come back. It was sad to see how heartbroken Miran was that she wasn't there around and that he couldn't find her. But I don't think she's going to be kidnapped for long. It's just who did it, why they did it, and how that's going to play into the storyline. That's what's going to matter. And also, we did get to see a little bit more into the past because they, you know, a lot of names were shared in her scenarios as she was driving to this farm. She saw the person that worked there for many years before. Like, a lot of things played out. Many people were like, oh, I think that Rayhan is their kid and da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. But who knows? Like, I want to watch a little bit more, get a little bit more insight to what it is. But I will agree on one thing that Babane said, and she said that about, you know, the granddad the Shadalug, head of the family. Why can't I think of his name right now? I don't know. But she did say that he was all talk and no walk. And so far, since the series has started, he hasn't done anything. Like, he has done nothing against the Aslan base. Like, he has done nothing to get back at Aziz. I don't know if he feels like he has some kind of, like guilty, like he feels guilty about certain things. But physically, he hasn't done anything to get back. The only thing he ever does is stand up to her when she's saying stuff, and he'll say stuff too. He'll say, I'm going to be your worst nightmare, da, 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 da. But he hasn't actually done anything. He hasn't shot up anything. He hasn't sent a warning signal. He hasn't done nothing. Like, literally, the Shadowlugs have not done anything. So I don't know why they consider him to be scary, but I do think it has, he does stuff to his own family. He slaps and kicks around the people in his family, his grandkids. Like, that's who he hurts the most. He hasn't done anything to hurt Babane so far, but I think it's because he probably feels very responsible for what happened to Aisha, which we don't really know much about yet, but we do know that she is connected to the Aslan base, but also she was connected to the Shadalug, which is what brought all this anger up in the first place. So please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys after the next episode. Bye! Hey guys, don't forget to comment below, share this video, and if you want to see more, subscribe.